Olivia Ortiz.
What are you doing here today?
We're with Snakehawk Press, so we are live screening posters that say "Keep families together" or "Keep familias juntas," and and we're giving them away free, so people have them, and the message is loud and artistic.
Can I see your shirt real quick?
Sure. Free los niños, and then the back is in La Migra Aqua, like it used to be La Migra back. 20 some years ago. So it's that color, and it says "We Care" in
Awesome.
response to Melania Trump's.
Oh, okay. Awesome, man. What do you think right now that's going on in the country right now? How do you feel that the news of Trump, he said the executive order was going to keep families together. Is he doing anything that you see that might help, or what's going on right now?
I don't think that I see anything that is going to help from that administration. I feel like the people that are helping are the people that we see here today throughout our nation that are congregating and saying enough is enough. So I think it's our voice, not him.
He's just responding to what everyone is
Right.
being outraged about. What is your end goal? Our end goal? Do we want all families to be accepted into our country? Do we want open borders type of thing? What exactly can we do as a country? Because immigration is a big issue. What do you think?
Yes, immigration is a huge issue. But I don't think that we have anything to fear. Like, we all came from somewhere, right? Except for those of us, ironically, that were born here when it was Mexico. So there's that.
Right.
But, for the most part, Americans came from everywhere. So we need to respect that, and we need to welcome anybody that is coming here seeking political asylum, because that has always been who we are.
A lot of people believe that our country is founded on Christian principles. There's a lot of religious people here at this visual. Are you religious yourself?
I am, but I believe that church and state should be separate.
But what do you have to say to any spiritual person, religious person out there, whatever they want to call themselves, that supports Trump and his ideas? What do you think they're missing in the religious view that everyone here seems to be on? What do you think they're missing? Or would you want to say anything to them? Like, if you're religious but you support Trump?
If you're religious and you support Trump, then you're a hypocrite. Bottom line. And there is nothing in his practice that is that is godlike. So I think that we all have to use our own heads and decide. It's not a difference in politics anymore. It has become a difference in morals. So are you moral or are you not?
Right.
And there are tons of Christians that are immoral.
Right. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Ready? Okay. What is your name, sir?
Juan Aguirre. We are here for a vigil for the kids that are being held prisoners by our government.
What exactly are we fighting for? What exactly do we want in a change?
Well, first of all, we want the government separating the kids from the parents. It's just not right. And that needs to stop.
Is there a fault in this? Is it the Trump administration? Is it a country as a whole? Is it just where do you think the change needs to be made first?
Definitely the administration. We need to change our president. This 45 is not good for our country. He's definitely not fit to be a president.
There's a lot of my viewers. They probably will not agree with you. They will not agree with immigration. Can you say something to them that they might not see? People that might not agree with you. Well, what are they missing in all this?
Well, I mean, just put yourself in our situation. If their kids were taken from them, how would they feel?
Right.
And that's pretty much all I gotta say. I mean, if you put yourself in our situation, and if you have dealt with everything that we dealt with in the past 526 years, and they would have an understanding of what we're going through and why we're here.
And as a country, as the United States, in the history, there was they have done a lot in Central America, South America that has ruined those countries. Do you think it's the obligation of United States to take in these refugees, take in migrants, and to help these people? Do you think it's our obligation to do it?
Well, as a country of immigrants, built by immigrants, I mean, there's no reason why we shouldn't turn down any immigrants. You know, first of all, we are not immigrants. We are native to this continent. We didn't come from another country or another continent. We've always been here.
Right.
So that, with that being said, they need to understand that we were here first, and they need to recognize that, and then recognize us as a people, the original people of this continent.
Do you think a big reason for South American people, the way a lot of Americans hold views, do you think it's a racial? Do you think it's racial?
I think a lot of it is. And I think as a people, one people, there's only one race. You know, it's one people. We're all human, so we just need to learn how to coexist.
Do you have any last words you want to say to anyone listening out there that might be hearing this?
No, just open your hearts a little bit and be a little bit more open-minded to everybody's needs and as the situations. You know, we can't just let stuff like this happen. I mean, they're putting kids in cages. I mean, I don't think that's right.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it, sir. Okay. Sir, what is your name?
Edward Baxter
Can I see your shirt? What does your shirt say?
said, "Immigrants make America great." I support. I work as a volunteer to welcome the women that are coming from Central America to get refugee status. We put backpacks together so that when they go further on their way, that they have something to take care of themselves during that bus journey or airplane journey or whatever. I work with an organization called the Interfaith Welcome Coalition.
Oh, okay.
It was put together by a Presbyterian minister and that lived in the community, and we just try to support that and try to make sure that these women have a chance to achieve the freedom that they're looking for and safety that they're looking for.
So a big reason that you volunteer, that I'm assuming, is your religious views, right? Your spiritual views.
Well, that I do. It is part of my spiritual belief that you accept and love and care for children, particularly. But I also philosophically believe that we need to be a welcoming nation. We have been historically. Back November last, we kind of went the other way from that.
Right.
I'm going to do everything I can to kind of see that my great-grandchildren at least have a country they can be proud of, and so we try to find all the causes we can to support.
What do you have to say to anyone that they call themselves spiritual, they call themselves religious, but they're on the side of Trump? Do you think that they're in the wrong in their mindset? Do you believe in?
Yeah, I believe they're wrong in their mindset, but it's hard for me to conceive that if you are going to be a profession Christian, at least, Muslim, I don't think there's a faith in existence that teaches the thing that Trump's supporting.
Right.
Calling people racist, calling people murderers and rapists and those kinds of things. That doesn't do anything to welcome and coalesce people. So that's where we are. I grew up in the South, and I'm 73 years old. Most of the people my age and from the South experienced racism a long time when most of us were on the wrong side of that.
Right.
And I just try to make sure that any chance I get to teach what I think is right, I'm going to do it.
Do you see light at the end of the tunnel in the next
Yeah.
2 years, 5 years? Is our country going to go where that you believe is the right way? Do you think
Well,
do we have a chance?
I believe it's closer than that. I believe that the midterm elections
Oh, okay.
are going to make a big, big difference. But what I really see, because everybody knew there was racism there,
Right.
but it was undercover and it wasn't outspoken. Now it's out there, and that's okay, because now we know who we're fighting.
Right.
And what I do believe, people this young lady's age, they're going to make the difference. They're going to change. When I saw the shooting from down in Florida, those young people stepped forward,
Right.
and they showed what we've got coming.
Right.
And I think it's
We're in the right hands.
right. I think we're going to go to a very. This is horrible, but it'll make us stronger.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
You're-
Thank you.